And I'm the founder of the Drops Community Center for Special Needs and also the Cadet Academy. The Cadet Academy stands for Comprehensive Autism and Related Disability Education and Training Academy. Now, what do? We equip, support, and provide educational and behavioral support for children living with special needs. The 13 different categories under IDEA. IDEA stands for Individuals with Disability Education Act in the United States, because I'm trained and certified in the state of North Carolina in the United States. The Drops is a non-profit organization from the Cadet Academy for individuals and parents who cannot afford the services of the Cadet Academy. So we train the kids, we provide early intervention services, we train. The mic is on. Hello?
Yeah, use the mic.
Hello? Hello? The Drops Community Center for Special Needs and also the Executive Director of Cadet Academy. Cadet Academy stands for Comprehensive Autism and Related Disabilities Education and Training Academy. At the Cadet Academy, we train children living with special needs. And when we say special needs, everyone already described the various types, but the ones we cater for are the 13 different ones, which include autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, to name just a few. Now, what do? We train the children, we work with the parents, we work with any caregiver, we train teachers on how to work with children living with special needs. And then the Drops Community Center is a non-profit arm of the Cadet Academy that provides support financially for those who cannot afford the Cadet Academy services that can also be included in what we do. Thank you.
Okay, I can use this. Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Ibe. I volunteer as Head of IT for Save the Deaf and Endangered Languages Initiative. It's a community-based research group that is working to document indigenous Nigerian Sign Language and also advocate for early intervention program. So I deliver all the web services with the support of amazing volunteers. We are a group of 70 volunteers who are professionals in one field of study that are related to linguistics. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Princess Olufemi Kayode, a criminal justice psychologist and founder of Media Concern Initiative. That's an NGO that works in the area of child sexual abuse and other forms of sexual violence. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Bolaji Badamosi. I work as a behavioral therapist for children. I'm a child sexuality educator. I work with abused children. I am the founder of Child Body Safety NG and an initiative called Child Body Safety and Abuse Prevention. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adriana Radiano. Firstly, I'm a cabin crew and also a safety consultant. I develop safety management systems, risk assessment, and also help organizations to develop policies for their organizations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to start with Dr. Princess Olufemi, and you talk about the fact that you are a safety, I think criminal justice, did I get it? Yes. So I want to ask that, how will you define safety and child protection in respect to children with special needs compared with their counterparts? Like, what are the measures, what are the things that shows that, okay, these are separate safety measures for children with special needs? And how do children with special needs get these safety measures compared with other neurotypical children?
Okay, sorry, get you very well. Yeah, question is there's a lot put into that.
It's one question,
yeah.
First is to know, it's like my colleague in the area of child protection, that's Barrister Kilami said. For people who are supposed to be normal in quotes, child sexual abuse or other forms of abuse on the table, Nigerian child it's a work in progress. Now, we're beginning to, one of the things this meeting is also doing is bring into fore to bear that we have a problem. As much as we are addressing this, we need to take into consideration that there are other children who, because of their own, disability, will put them at a place because some of them can't even talk. Talking about communication disabilities based on the 13 different types we're talking about. And so it is to look into schools, into setups that want to work with these children, to really be able to put in particularly safety that addresses their own kind of peculiar situation. Now, let's look at safety in terms of there's fire safety, there's safety with just basic things, movement, there's safety with abuse in terms of caregivers. Like one of the last speakers talked about the CTV watching, I can't remember who she said.
Therapist.
The therapist abusing the child. So, but because, like for me, I have a 4-year-old grandson, and he's just talking, So I always, my prayer is, Lord, don't let anybody abuse this child. You know why? Because he can't even tell you that someone has done something to him. You understand? So you can now imagine children who cannot really express themselves very well to tell you that, oh, this person actually pushed me, or do that. Not on talk of sexual abuse. So one of the key things that we need to look at is sexual education for them. And that has to be special, depending on what disability we're talking about. So you look at it, their difference is not just one general, or this is the way you teach them, no. Because of the different types of disability, and some of them have multiples, you want to look at what's the best way to, this sexual education we are planning for the children, we need to plan to prepare for them to have their own, in a way where they can understand privacy, boundaries, in their own unique way.
Yeah.
To be able to teach them with whatever tools we need to develop to teach them. Because I believe that these things are already available. It's just for us to incorporate into our own system. In knowing that as we're making this plan, we need to consider these children especially and know that they need certain things that other children are also getting. Because people who abuse them, like you said, everybody are people that we know. People that we entrust them care to. And so whether it is emotional abuse in terms of abusing them in any way, or it is physical, or it is sexual, or it is neglect, we need to actually take into consideration that they need to be carried along with safety education on how to take care of themselves, and it has to start early. It's not going to start when they're all grown up and then they argue with you that it's like what you're saying. I remember my colleague at one time, she had worked with children with special needs, and she moved into the social work with us in her office. And she talked about, occasion where I think it was a teenage boy, he was actually having erection. The other was actually like masturbating right in the class. So you're talking about they need to be taught these things. Because that was him doing to himself, but it could actually be we can't tell where he picked up or just actually sent hormones and all of that. So it's key that we need to actually intervene in that.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Ma. And in respect to that, I'll be moving to Minister Bolaji Christiana. Now, we know that children with special needs, sometimes they cannot, express their feelings and tell us exactly what is wrong with them. But that doesn't mean that they are not being abused. So what are the measures, what are those things that you think can be taught for children with special needs that can help them to, might not really speak out like in terms of voice, but at least they'll be able to, make complaints when they are being abused in respect to their body and all that.
Yeah, thank you for that question. From what Air Marshal AVM. Okay, sorry, sir. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, from what he has mentioned, he has given us different types of disabilities that we have in the country or in the world. I was opportune to meet a 22-year-old lady some days ago, and she was abused. She's been abused. And up till now, an educated person with an educated parent, the parents are in denial that this girl is abused. I might probably be the only person that I've known so far. So you can imagine for special need or disability children or children with developmental problems. Some of these children, they want love, they want attention, they want to do what their normal child wants to do. They want everybody to. But people have this notion or this misconception about special needs children that, oh, I'm Yoruba, sorry, there's nobody can touch a disabled child. A disabled child, they will look at. But we should also know that the disabled child has every sexual part. They feel sexual and they want love. So they want to feel among their mates. So they're very vulnerable to abuse. They're very vulnerable to sexual abuse. And I'm so surprised that in this hall today, we don't have a lot of parents that have special needs children. Because when we do this, a lot of us don't have special needs children. A lot of us will forget what we have learned here. A lot of us will still not take something out of here and make use of it because we don't have these children. But these children go through a lot. They want to feel exactly the way their other able mates are doing. So your question is, how do we prevent this? When I started thinking about disabled children and sexual abuse, disability with children varies, and you can't do one size fits all for all of them. So like child with what's it called? I'm trying to remember the most popular in autism. Because autism parents came together to form a body, a strong body that everybody is getting to know now. So a child with autism and a child with cerebral paralysis, you can't teach them the same thing. You can't teach a deaf person the same thing you will teach a child with autism. So what we want to do is go to most of this initiative, most of the schools, and it's so sad that Nigeria don't have a lot of schools for disabled children. So you can hardly teach these things as well. So what we're trying to do now is go to most of this initiative and do a specialized body safety education for them. The way you will teach an autism child is different. So let us sit together, autism initiative, autism school, deaf and the blind. Let us sit together and let us know and fashion out something that will work for these children differently. It can never be the same. They cannot be the same. Yeah. So what we want, that's one of the measures we should put in place. And most of these children, we should start showing them pictures. When you're talking about red flag for abuse, it's gone past, don't touch me not. It's gone past, don't touch my private part. It's gone past, this is my private. Your child is your private part. A man can touch your private part and make a child that is blind sexually active. So you're already grooming that child. And more so, we need most of these children for caregivers. A lot of parents are overwhelmed. Financially, they are overwhelmed. Spiritually, they think they're under attack. Emotionally, they are stressed. So there are some things that most of these parents might not put into consideration because they are looking at the bigger picture. So now telling a child with autism that please, you need to learn how to prevent sexual abuse. You are the parent, you have not even finished paying for the food. You have not, so a lot of things we need to put, you can't do all of those things yourself, but when you have it in mind that you need to teach, seek for help. Let us do this thing together. Let us come to your school. Let us come to your initiative. Let us find, a tailor-made prevention, because prevention is better than cure. Because for an abused child, depending on how the depth of abuse is, you have a minimum of 6 months for therapy. But you will see a parent that will come for a class, a session, and they will not show up again. So how do you expect that child? So most of these children, they don't even say it anymore. So talk less of a child that has been sexually abused, that doesn't even know is abused. A child that has been emotionally abused, that doesn't know. So I would please, I encourage all of us that are here today, that we should not just live here thinking that, okay, I don't have an abused child. I don't have a disabled child. So please, let us reach out to one of these initiatives that this is what we can do, and we'll all do it together. Thank you.
Okay, quickly I will move to Mrs. Lolaneke. As an educator and as somebody who works in the area of special needs, like having all these people encompassed, what special ways do you think we can use to teach these children? Thank you so much for that question. I always say when you have to work with children with special needs, or when you have to train them or teach them or educate them, as educators, I'm sure that quite a number of educators, even parents, can I see your hands up? Parents with children with special needs, educators in the house. The first thing we need to understand is every learning has its theory. So as educators, we know that there are different theories to learning. We have the cognitive learning style, we have the constructive, and we have the behaviorism. Most time people say it's ABA, it's ABA, it's ABA, and I ask, what is ABA? It's a behaviorism technique. Fine. What do you want to teach? There are several kinds that we will be saying, different kinds of special needs. We all talk about individualized planning and all of that. Now, when we say teaching, what category of students am I teaching? Is it a child with Down syndrome? Is it a child with autism? Is it a child with physical disability? Is it a child who is visually impaired or hearing impaired? Now I've done that, I know that these are the categories I'm teaching, which category I'm teaching. And now check, what do I want to teach? When we're talking about teaching, do you want to teach the child on behavioral therapy? Do you want to work on his behavior? Do you want to work on educational therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy? Is it visual? What are you working on? Attention. Once you know that, it now brings you back to the learning style of the child. And one important thing that we need to understand is every child does not learn the same way. But most importantly, we should learn that the child, whatever we're teaching the child, we want to move the child towards independence. That's all we're asking for. If a child cannot eat, the next thing I want to do, specific, the initial parent talk about individualized education plan. And one of the criteria, one of the points behind individualized education plan is that you must see the child's present level of educational functioning and how you plan to move the child to the next level. And that's where all of this theories comes in and what you need to do. Now, one important thing you need to understand is that you need to learn that you want to move this child toward independence. Therefore, scaffolding is very important. What is scaffolding? It's like saying, I want to build a house, and then those pillars that you put all around, when the house can stand, then I need to move back. And that's why I always frown at the issue of a shadow. So you go to a typical school, and the school says, oh, you have a child with special needs, bring me a shadow. Does this person understand the various needs of the child? And that's why the child will be with the shadow for so long, and there's no removal of the scaffolding. So the person, if the shadow is not around, the child cannot function. So the most important thing, we need to know why we're doing what you're doing. Am I here for the child to be dependent on me? Or am I going to scaffold the child and move the child and then allow the child to flourish and then set in what I need to set in? Very important.
Yeah.
So scaffolding is very important. Social stories, what do I want the child to learn? Or for the child that masturbates, for example, I need to say, okay, where's my goal? This child would not masturbate in public. What are the steps I need to do? Now, the thing you need to do is you need to get the right picture of the child. I'm just trying to explain what the social theory is. Most times you can't talk to a child with autism. I'm sure that child is living with autism. You can't tell that child, don't do that anymore. He doesn't understand what you're talking about. He doesn't know the consequences, being positive or negative. He doesn't understand the awareness. So what usually works for them is, what does social theory look like? Take a picture of him. Take a picture of him wanting to masturbate. Take a picture of what the environment is and what people would say about him. Take a picture of the right place to do it if you allow, depending on your belief. If you believe in it, what is the right thing to do? Now, write stories about Femi. Probably Femi is the child that's masturbating. Femi, when I need to masturbate, I need to take permission from my class teacher, and then I need to move to a secluded area, and I need to do what I have to do and all of that. Now, what that social theory does is that there are different ways you can do it. Thank God for assistive technologies, there are different apps. It tells a story and you read it every time. You read it every time. If you can read, you read every time. Sometimes they listen to the story. Before you know it, because of the way they learn, it becomes like, if I want to make rice, I put fire. Most of us just cook. We know how to cook because we'll be watching. It's a way of learning. So before you know it, when he needs to masturbate, he knows the signs and he takes excuse and goes to do what he has to do. That's has to do with behavior. Another thing we could do to teach a child with
special needs, depending on the need of the child, is role playing. So if you want the children to, maybe for example, this also happens in typical classrooms where behavior management comes in and you're asking a question and all your kids are just making us me. There should be like a role play. You all sit down and you say, when I ask a question, this is what you do. You must show them what to do. And then whoever does the right thing get a positive reinforcement or a positive consequence for doing the right thing. And those that do not do it, they get a negative consequence. There are so many things you could do to help these children to learn, but these are just a few we can talk about right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ma, that was like, that's like a 5 hours lecture that she just delivered in 5 minutes, if you know. So I'm moving to Joseph. Yeah, I know you have background working with the deaf and trying to use sign language and all of that. So I'm just going to ask this quickly. Like, is there any way that you have used sign language for the deaf as a means of teaching them safety? Like, okay, maybe these are the signs. I don't do sign language.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to say, like, is there a way that we can use sign language to teach safety? And if there is, what have your organization that you volunteer for, what have they been doing, or you personally been doing to move that forward?
Okay, so we identified a problem with the deaf community we work with, and that problem is stigmatization. That's like the big problem with the deaf community. And we feel we have to address the big problem. And for everything that is connected with the deaf community, it has to do with communication. So when you're talking about safety for the deaf, you have to bridge the communication gap. Did you get that? So when you're talking about safety for the deaf, you have to bridge the communication gap. And so far, what we've been doing is to document the Nigerian Sign Language. It might sound odd. Let me create an overview of what's going on. We have schools for the deaf in Nigeria. Those schools are not managed by professionals. And at the moment, Nigerian Sign Language is not documented. Like, what they use is similar to American Sign Language, but it's not American Sign Language. So when you have an American come to Nigeria, sign language. So what they do is sign exact English, like it's a mix of gesture. So when you have a deaf in Owerri, in Imo State, the deaf cannot communicate very fluently with a deaf in Abuja, here in Nigeria. Because the communication gap is built on a lot of informalities, is built on gestures, on local languages, and is built on spoken languages. And over the years, we've realized that up to 90% of teachers that teach in schools for the deaf don't sign.
Okay, how do they teach them?
So up to 90% is by data, it's not an assumption. We've worked with about 15 schools for the deaf. And you know, we have a project of all the schools, list of all the schools for the deaf. We collect data, know the qualification of the teachers. Up to 90% of the schools we documented so far, the teachers don't sign, they sign exact English they use in school. They don't sign the gestures very well. You know, government do massive recruitment for teachers and post them across the schools. So you have few volunteers within the schools who maintain the communication between the teachers and the deaf. And the worst part is some of the teachers are not interested in learning the sign language. So imagine a teacher in a school for the deaf who has been there for over 4 years cannot sign. That means the teacher on a personal effort has no interest in learning to sign, in learning to communicate with the students. So we feel the issue of safety within the deaf community starts with the fundamental communication barrier. And is multifaceted, like you have that in school, you have that in the families. The parents don't sign. So the parents, yes, the parents do not sign, the teachers do not sign, communities do not sign. So the trend within schools for the deaf is that students who come to school, after school hours, they stay within school. Then when it's time for holidays, they stay back in school. So most times they cohabit. So in a particular school in Imo State, they have, it's supposed to be a boarding facility, but they don't have after-school teachers. They don't have after-school security. So the students are left alone within the boarding facility, a state school for the deaf. Then after that, they don't also have security. So you have people from within the school community coming to molest the girls. You have people from the community. So we have like a broader challenge, like very broad, that you don't really know where to start addressing it from. But what we've done so far, our project is focused on the linguistics aspect of the deaf community. But so far, we've incorporated advocacy and early intervention programs. With the help of our partners, we've been able to involve the government in some of these things. But we already know the government is really nonchalant about this. So our focus now has been moved to engaging the parents to say, you don't abandon your students, your wards in school. You get that? So the issue of security within the deaf, I think we have to start from the communication. And it all starts with all of us. I don't have a deaf relation. I am an IT professional, but the much I've done is from the level of skill, of expertise, of my strength. That is why I contribute to the community. And I feel we all have a level of strength to the community to contribute to the deaf community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So finally to Mrs. Obianju, just quickly, what else of safety measures can be put in place for children with special needs?
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to categorize it into maybe what the parents will do and also what is expected from schools. Like previous speakers have said, first of all, if a parent that has a special needs child, you have to first accept that this is the situation. It's not a curse, it's just something that happened along the way. So when you accepted this, you need to research to know what is particular concerning the particular type of special need you're talking about that is pertaining to your child. This should also reference when you want to send them to schools, you should carry out proper assessment of the schools that you want to take your child to. I met someone that has a child with albinism, and she has a very big school in front of her house, and I was wondering, why didn't you take your child to this school? And she said that the school is an open space because of the sun, so she was thinking in that direction. So parents with special needs, you have to tailor your child, maybe the school you're taking them to. Also, when you want to plan things like holidays, you have to also have in mind where you're taking your children to, the facilities that you might have there. There's churches, as also churches that you might go to, church facilities. Then when you come back to your home, the facilities that you have at home that will encourage your child not to be exposed to accidents. Now, when you come to schools, like she mentioned, coming up here, this is a big school for, I don't know if they have special needs children here, but schools should also incorporate SMS, safety management systems, with the curriculum, having in mind they will have people with special needs. Do you have ramps for children that use a wheelchair? Do you have smoke detectors for maybe if your smoke detectors are for children that have sight challenges, you can go for things like oral chimes that will alert them that there's something happening in case of an emergency.
Yeah.
If it's someone that is deaf, you can go for things that might be blinking that will alert them. So you tell her you have to incorporate this in your safety management systems, your risk assessments too. Then also, when you have to evacuate, are they lay down procedures for how you will evacuate, maybe in a school like this that has normal children and those that have challenges? How do you take the phases of the evacuation? Do you have to evacuate those that have challenges first? Are there areas, maybe we call them refuge areas, that you have to gather them first before taking them? Do you have evacuation chairs? Will you assign them to people that will assist them in getting to a place of refuge where they will be safe to further emergency services come? Then also for special needs schools, I don't know how many we have now in Nigeria. You have to incorporate your SMS that you work with emergency services. You explain the kind of, if it's a school for the blind, you have to tell fire service around your other emergency services what the kind of special needs that you have, the challenges of the blind people in case of any emergency. So they'll have in mind that this is what we want, as in this is the challenge we are going to meet there. If there's people that will need a wheelchair, if there's people that have the hearing challenge, etc. So they have to incorporate all that in their management system. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for that. And I don't know if we have any question in the audience. Just one question. Okay, I don't think we have any question. That's fantastic. So I'm just going to do a recap, and I think it's essential that at the end of this panel section, we are still able to understand the fact that safety is actually everybody's business. We all have parts to play in safety, as a teacher, as a caregiver, even as someone that is just walking back. You have a part to play in safety issue. Thank you so much for coming and putting your time into it. Thank you.